first step in this process is to start a new file. We have a typical new file that we use. We haven't really set up an exact template yet, but part of this video process is to develop that a little bit. So we are going to use another client's project that we are fairly well developed in. So we'll load this up, and we have a house here. And right away, there is a lot here we don't need. In fact, all of it we don't need, so we're going to turn everything on. Our layer structure over here is set up for remodels, which is what this house was. Everything here is, set up for that. And we're actually missing a few design layers here, but we won't need all of these, so we'll delete quite a bit out of that because this is a brand new house. So let's go ahead and start with that. We're going to just take out anything that's existing or demo because we don't need, because everything we're doing is new. And delete. Don't need anything from the site, so I'm going to shut everything off and just go through these one by one. This is somebody else's land. We don't care to repeat that for this project. Nothing in this slab. This would be a basement slab, which that didn't have. We have 0 level new, 1 level new, floors, ceiling, exterior trim, which we don't need any of that. Roof we will need, and then wind bracing details will be for the very end. So we're going to turn all of this on now. With the exception of that, we don't need that. I'm going to grab all of this, and we're just going to copy it over here 200 feet. And we copy it instead of deleting, or instead of moving, because we already have our sheets all set up here. And our dimensions, you can see these green pick points, they are associative, so if we move it, all these dimensions move on all my sheets. And that's messy. Ultimately, we'll be deleting all these dimensions, but just for the sake of not having lines stretched out 200 feet on all the sheets, it's worth just copying it from the design layer. So we'll hop back over here, and now we can just hop in here and delete. We use cross-section lines for our elevations, so this will be above grade elevation and a below grade elevation. So that's why we have 2 cross-section lines per side of the house. For now, I'm just gonna stretch these out into the background, or just kind of make some room because this new house is gonna be quite a bit larger. We want our new drawing to be near the origin point because that's where all the viewports are looking in all of our sheets. So this was set up with the corner of this house nearish that point. It moved around a little bit through the various phases of options that we drew for this house, so it didn't end up right there. But for this new house, we will start there. So that's our blank starting point. I deleted the layer out, we might add it back in, bring in a floor plan. Sometimes we'll have a sketch. So for example, I deleted it, but we could add it back in, call it, whatever you want, plan, sketch, idea, whatever. Doesn't really matter. We're not going to assign it to any story or anything like that. And then we can take the ideas that the client sends or that we sketch out ourselves and drop them into the file. And there you go. And we would put that on this plan sketch idea. We can scale this up if we wanted to maybe trace this out a little bit. I'm not intending to do any of that, so we're going to leave that off and we won't even use that design layer. I've got the idea sketch on another monitor here, and being that I don't really care to follow either of these plans exactly, it's more the general idea of it. I'm really not going to trace anything. So this isn't going to be a derivative, this will be a unique piece. So I'm just using these for inspiration for general room sizes, general layout, even though the layouts between the two are quite different. And just kind of the room count, you know, what rooms are on what floors. So I really don't need the sketches for that. I can draw that myself. So I'm just going to have it in the other monitor here for reference, make sure I'm hitting the parameters of room sizes, that sort of thing. So that's how you set up a new drawing.